Howdy hey y'all, Nerdz here with another video for your viewing entertainment. So, this week's video is gonna be a little different. So, most of you die-hard Disney fans probably know that Friday night was the premiere of Teen Beach Movie 2. So, yeah, I'm recording this on Friday, and I just finished watching the movie like an hour ago. Yeah. So, in that hour, I've had some time to think, and I want to voice my opinion on the movie. So, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, this is your chance to gracefully bow out because there are going to be heavy spoilers here. Okay? So, you have 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those of you who are still here, you want to hear my opinion. Those of you who aren't, they're lost. So, let's start from the beginning. It's no secret that Disney Channel original movies are not the greatest thing to grace our screens. Before Teen Beach Movie, I'd always go back and watch the Disney Channel original movies again just to see, okay, how could they do this better to make it a really enjoyable, memorable movie? But there's one movie that I always went back to watch, not to analyze, just purely for entertainment, and that was Sky High. That was one of the best Disney Channel original movies ever made, honestly. It was such a cool concept. The kids of superheroes. Maybe that's just me being a comic nerd, but that was a really cool concept. And for its time, those graphics and animations were amazing, considering. But anyway, so, you go back back when Teen Beach Movie came out, and I see the trailer, and my first thought was, oh great, it's High School Musical 4. That's all this is going to be. I didn't plan on watching it at all. I thought it was going to be some stupid movie. I'll admit, I enjoy watching Grease and, movies like that, but I thought this was going to be stupid and just making fun of those kind of movies, so I didn't plan on watching it. I figured, I'll turn on Disney Channel because they always, show the crap out of a movie. They'll just, keep playing the movie over and over and over until it's just, burned into your brain. So I figured, over the next month or so, I'm going to turn on the TV and it's going to be on there and I'm going to, catch a few seconds of it before I leave. So, I turn on the TV one day and there's literally nothing on, nothing good except for Teen Beach Movie, which just came on. So, I'm alright, you know what? I'm too lazy to turn the TV off because there's, nothing to do. So I let it play and I watched it. And I'll admit, I loved it. It was such a cool concept. Taking a 60s movie, which, the characters weren't really as airheaded in real 60s movies, but as compared to now, I guess you could call it that. But, it was just a really cool concept to have a 60s movie, 60s graphics and techniques and storyline and music mixed with the modern expectations of a good movie. Teen Beach Movie was something that I would honestly go back and watch, it was really enjoyable. It was my favorite movie for a long time. And one of my favorite parts was the ending, the end scene after the credits, showing the characters coming out of the water where they followed Mac and Brady and freaking out over a picture of Justin Bieber on a cell phone, which I don't blame them for. So, yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, that'll make a really cool sequel with Mac and Brady trying to help these characters get home. So after a year of hearing about rumors, and seeing like magazine articles like exclusive teaser for Teen Beach 2, just all this stuff, thinking like, oh yeah, Disney just saying like, yeah, we might make a sequel, we might not, who knows? And then when I finally get a confirmation, finally see the trailer, I freaked. I was really excited, really looking forward to this. Okay? It was I was excited. I was really looking forward to it. It's just, I don't know how else to say it. It's exciting. Because, I don't know, Teen Beach Movie was just such a good movie. I wanted to see it expanded and to see where they could build off of it to create another really good movie. So, I turn the TV on, I sit down, and I get ready to watch it. And at first, I'm like, yeah, it's looking good. But then I noticed it was as if the last scene of the first movie never happened. Like, they never all watched up on the beach. He's like, I saw the trailer and I see, like, they were saying, like, is that Layla and Tanner? I'm like, okay, yeah, they've wandered away from the group to try and find Mac and Brady, and they're going to meet up with the whole gang later. So I was really surprised when with their part of the movie starting in their world, and then with Layla and Tanner going through, and then the others, I'm like, okay. But I excuse that because Disney has a habit of not looking back at what they do. Like, a good example of that is with the recent episode of Dog with a Blog where Stan had puppies. If you remember, there was like an episode in I think like season 1 where it was that episode where Bennett was trying to bond with Tyler, and then Stan was over there thinking, see, this is why I never had kids. That, and I never had the desire to after that weird weekend at the vet. In other words, Stan can't have puppies, so I don't know where his kids came from. I don't remember their names, but I don't know where they came from, but one Stan. So, anyway, that's getting off topic. So, Disney has a habit of not remembering or just expecting us to forget. So, I excuse that. It's just continuity error. So, yeah, I'm like, okay, other than that, this is going to be a really good movie. And as a true Teen Beach Movie fan, let me tell you this. I hated every second of it. Well, okay, not every second of it. Hate's a really strong word, but, I hated the movie. Just because, the music was really good, and the idea was good, but it was mostly the ending that got me, where Mac and Brady didn't remember meeting each other. Because it's all good, I guess that Layla gets to be who she wants to be, but it changed everything. It's as if the first movie never existed. I can never go back. I wish I hadn't watched the second movie. Because I can never go back and watch Teen Beach Movie and look at it the same way again. Just because I know that later on it's like it never happened. It's like the first movie. Because actually, yeah, the first movie was completely erased and deleted because Mac's personality changed. So, they lost. I can't speak. That not only changed their memories, it changed their entire life and their entire existence because they were different. Mac was laid back. She was spontaneously breaking into song. She was Brady. She wasn't Mac anymore. She's just not herself. It deleted her entire existence and rebuilt it. So, yeah, I guess, it's cool that Layla gets to be who she wants to be, but what about the rest of the universe? Because everything that happens, everything in history that happened comes to bring you to a certain point. Everything that has ever happened in the history of the universe pushed everything to the point so I could make this video, so I could be talking about this, so I could shake this water bottle next to my microphone. I mean, everything happens so something else later on will. And by Layla changing the movie, it changed not only Mac and Brady's lives, but the entire universe. It's... And, that's cool, but, like, what happens when, Chi-Chi decides that she doesn't want her hair in the big beehive? What happens when Struts decides she wants to wear sneakers instead of her 10-inch high heels? And I know you're thinking, well, that's not much, but really, I mean, Layla and Tanner and the whole gang, they're not people. They're characters that were played by actors. I mean, of course, the whole thing, but like thinking as if Mac and Brady's world was the real world, and that's all, as if that reality was real, and West Side Story was real. It was not real, and it was like an actual movie instead of West Side Story, as you heard me almost say a minute ago. If that was the actual movie, then yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know, I forgot what I was saying. It's like they were characters. I mean, they were people who lived in the 60s, who were actors and were hired to play these characters that were written. The characters can't change who they are. So just changing a hairstyle or a costume in one scene is going to change the entire movie and just throw everything out of balance. So, and then what happens when Struts decides she wants to change her life? And then we got Struts' Queen of the Road movie, and then it changes the universe again, as if the other two movies never existed, and then Mac and Brady have to meet again. And it just keeps going and spiraling until the thing with paradoxes is either eventually there's going to be an anomaly left over from a past paradox, which is going to throw everything out of balance, or something is going to get deleted. Something is not going to make it through to the next paradox, which means people could have, never met, or never been related, or never left each other, or even never existed. So then what's gonna happen? I mean, like, I know everybody's saying, well, it's cute because they were meant to be, so they found each other even in a different world. But I mean, all of their memories are gone. I mean, that past year, the past summer, everything. And also something else, if Mac and Brady had never met, then, wouldn't she have gone to the school? Wouldn't she have gone with her aunt? Or maybe that's the price of the paradox. Her aunt never existed, or her mom never died, or she just never made the deal. Or something, or maybe there's something else, another reason to stay. I don't know. They never covered that. And something else, I mean, they never met Layla and Tanner or any of them, and and all this stuff never happened. And I mean, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the game To the Moon, but one thing that's so controversial about that game, and this is spoilers for that game too, is, Johnny did have the life that he had hoped to have, but he also lost so much. I mean, he remembered meeting River, and we didn't get to see what happened after they landed on the moon, after they were heading to the moon, but we assumed that he took it from there, and he did end up marrying River, but, he doesn't remember all of the years that he had. He doesn't remember, well, actually, no, we did get to see that, so he did marry River, but he forgot the life that he had, so what's the point? I mean, you have to make sacrifices, and it's the price that we have to pay. I mean, I think that they should, and like something else, the first movie, it was, even before it changed, it was as if that never happened, because the whole thing, I mean, both of them, especially Mac, were so worried because they had changed the movie, and they were so worried about getting deleted. but, and yet she directly, and knowing that it would change everything, she directly told Layla to change the movie. And by that logic, if the movie changed again, wouldn't the characters still be deleted, and then they never would have met each other. So that's something that the writers didn't think of. And, you know, we have to make sacrifices, you know, and like, what happened in Layla, Queen of the Beach, would have never happened in real life in the 60s, and wouldn't even be in a movie, because, you know, it's just unheard of that a girl could do something like that, you know. It's just, it wasn't a concept for that time. I mean, I'm sure Layla, had she been real, would have wanted to be like that, but it's sacrifice. I mean, like, if things had changed, and like, if women had rights back then like they do now, I don't think we would be able to appreciate it as much as we do now. I mean, I don't think that it would have been as good now as it is if it had happened back then. You know, it's a sacrifice that people before us had to make so the world would be better for the next generation. I mean, so we don't know. I mean, what we're doing now, we don't know if it's going to hurt or help the next generation. So if it was better for them, it could be worse for us. So what Layla did changed history. I mean, who knows? It could be worse from that. I think, honestly, that the movie should have stayed the same, because even though Layla wouldn't be happy with who she is, she would be happy a little bit, you know. And, you know, you can't always have it all. I mean, with every deal, there's, you know, each person is going to be a little happy and a little upset over what happened. So a world where Layla is completely happy, nothing bad ever happens, that world doesn't exist. That world doesn't exist for anybody. It's just not the way things are. So the fact that Layla got everything that she wanted, and yet it hurt other people, that can't sit right. So I think what could have been done, like, for a better ending, because, like, you know, things only started going bad when Layla and Tanner left. But Layla did say things that were different, and she did do things differently, and it didn't hurt the movie. So I think that she could have, you know, when the movie wasn't rolling, been whoever she wanted to be. But then when the movie was rolling, you know, play the part. But, you know, other people say, like, well, like, I was talking to my mom about this earlier, and she said that, well, for them the movie's always rolling, but even when it was, she changed it a little bit, and it didn't hurt her. So if she wanted this happy life, she could play the part every now, you know, for a while, and then every now and then change it up to be who she wants to be. But, you know, and then it would, you know, everything would still be okay. But I think the only way that I could live with the way the second movie ended, you know, or the second movie in general, was if, and I'm not, you know, I usually don't support sequels to things, especially if, like, I support second movies. I usually don't support third movies unless both the first movie and the second movie are really, really good. You know, T-Beach movie, in my opinion, was on the really good scale. You know, enough to get a third movie, but that was brought down by how horrible the second movie is. You know what I mean? Like, songs, thumbs up. I'm probably the dancing, I'm probably definitely gonna get the soundtrack, if any, you know, just to, you know, do the dances, you know, because, like, I think it had, like, a tutorial on the soundtrack, you know, just to listen to it. But I can't really see myself wanting to go back and watch the movie other than to look back and, like, I don't know, find continuity errors or, like, animation mistakes, because I just do that. I always look back at movies and do that, you know. This, like, I don't know, it's my thing. But I think the only way that I could enjoy this is if they did make a third movie where the characters realize that they've messed up and go back and try and help Mac and Brady remember everything. Or not necessarily go back, but maybe, like I said, maybe, with every paradox there's going to be an anomaly. Maybe Mac and Brady find a picture of them in the summer that they don't remember. So they'll see that and start maybe remembering, not even a full movie, just like a little short, just something like Frozen Fever, that wasn't a movie, but it was, a little fun thing, kind of continue on where we left off. I think that'd be a really cool thing for a little short, not necessarily a full movie, but a short, to kind of fix up mistakes, kind of remember what happened. But, that would be like a short, like if they stumble on the anomaly. But for a third full movie would be either they come to this world or Mac and Brady go back to their world, or maybe they'll meet somewhere in the middle. Maybe there's like a third world in the center where they can go to without hurting anything, and you just go there and kind of fix their mistakes and then, tie it off there. But I don't know. I mean, like, what I'm saying, you probably think that I've just read too much into a movie, for kids, but this is important to me because I love Teen Beach Movie. Now, because of this, I'll never be able to look at the first movie the same way again, knowing, I can't enjoy it because it didn't happen. It's been deleted, it's erased, no one remembers. I don't know. Honestly, to have been so excited for this second movie, I was utterly disappointed. So, if, through the powers of Twitter, and the internet, just if you watching this happen to be a writer for Disney, please take this into consideration, because I honestly doubt that I'm going to be the only one unhappy about it. I know you probably get, like, requests to change things every day, like, you don't, like, I don't like this, but really, I think no offense, but you really messed up with this, because, like, I'm sure, it is a good movie in a sense, but, like, it was a good idea, but it wasn't executed well. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, I just don't know. That's just my opinion, and, when researching a movie, like, to see if it's good, you look at critics, you can't really pay much attention to, like, interviews or something, because the writer, not calling the actors liars, just to the shout out to the cast of both movies. I'm not calling you liars, I'm not calling you liars, but I'm calling out the possibility that you're lying, because, you're not going to get paid to make a movie and then, and spend all these months traveling and going through hours through wardrobe and makeup just to get out there and spend all this time making a movie to get into an interview and, ask your opinion on the movie. Oh, yeah, it sucked. Don't watch it. That's not going to happen.